Hi guys, welcome to the workshop. So Dan from Taylors Mirfield is having a raffle and all the proceeds are going to go to Blind Veterans UK and Pens for Heroes. So he's asked the community if we'd like to make some pens or provide some blanks or things for the raffle. So what I've done is I've turned a few pens. I've turned 5 pens and I'm going to have 5 videos. So whoever's lucky enough to win one of those pens can watch the pen being made. I've got 5 pens in total that I'm giving to Dan for the raffle. I've got an Omega pen, 2 Epsilons and 2 Zeta pens. A couple with wood and 3 with blanks that I made myself as well. So then let's crack on and make the pen. In this one we're going to be making this Taylors Mirfiled Zeta pen with a custom blank that I made myself. Really like this pen, how it's turned out. So if you carry on and watch the video, you'll see me making it. In this video I'm going to show you making the Taylors Mirfiled Zeta pen kit with a custom blank that I made myself. So I made this blank myself, or used part of it. It's normally longer than this, and it turns out real nice. Let me show you that. Let's zoom in on that blank there. Can you see that? Can you see that? That's what it looks like, but if you look at the end, it'll look slightly different. Okay, so we're going to put the tube on here. We want a couple of millimeters either end, just for trimming off and squaring up after. So we'll mark that there. Okay, so there we go. We've cut that to size. Let's head over to the pillar drill and we can now drill the hole in there to take this bar tube. Okay, so we've got the drill in there. Let's put the blank in the vise. Let's plumb that up. Make sure it's nice and plumb. We want the drill going in it straight. Okay, there we go. Goggles on, ready to drill. There we go, we drilled the hole in the blank now. That brass tube will slip in there nicely. What we need to do now is head over to the bench and glue that in there. The first thing we need to do is rough up the brass tube before we glue it in. That helps the glue then adhere to it. We're going to use Gorilla Glue, the PU glue. Just rough that up like that nicely. Okay, so we've roughed the tube up. Blow it off. That will slip in there nicely like that. What we need to do now is put some glue on this and slide it in there blank. When we put it in there, this PU glue that we got does take a few hours to set. So what we're going to do is leave this overnight and I'll turn it in the morning. That way we know the glue's definitely gone off. And when we put it on the lathe, we won't have any problems. Just apply some glue to the end of the tube. Smear that around there a bit. Oh, put a bit too much on there. Okay, we'll put it in the blank. We'll twist and slide it in as we go. Keep moving it in and out, rotating it around. Get a nice even coverage in there. Make sure we cover it all. Okay, so we'll put a bit of glue now on the other end. Just a little bit more. Okay, and then we'll feed it in the opposite end this time. Again, turning it round and round, sliding it up and down. Okay, now we'll push that all the way in. Wipe off the excess on the tissue. And then we'll slide that brass tube in so it's equidistant to either end of the blank for when we trim it. We'll get a cotton bud and we'll go in there and we'll just wipe any excess glue that might have got on the inside of the tube. But we haven't got any. Okay, that's now glued up. We're going to leave that overnight and we'll come back tomorrow and we'll stick it on the lathe and we'll turn it and see what we get. It's the morning now. We left the blank gluing up overnight. So next thing we need to do is trim the end of the blank. You can do this either in a pillar drill or by hand with an electric drill. On this one we're going to use it by hand. So we'll just put the barrel trimmer in the drill. Get the blank. And trim until we can see the brass tube. That's the first side. There we go, you can see the brass tube there. Do the other side. A little bit more. There we go. Don't know if you can see that. You can now see the brass tube there. And on the other end, you can now see the brass tube. So now that's ready to mount on the lathe. So let's head over to the lathe, get the bushes for this, and mount it and start turning. Put the Taylors Mirfield bushes in there. There we go. Put that on the lathe, on the pen mandrel. I'm using an Axminster Evolution Pro, I think it's called. Really good one. Let's crank that up. Tighten down the headstock. Tighten up the tailstock a little bit. I meant tailstock, not headstock. Get the tool rest up, line it up. There we go. Okay, we're all ready now. First thing I'm going to do though is sharpen up the roughing gouge. Let's head over to the linisher and do that. Crank the lathe up to full speed. That is looking good. Okay, so we've turned that down now, close to the bushes. What we'll do is we'll sand that. Let's get our sandpapers. We're going to go, it's quite a good finish on that. We're going to go 240 to start with, then 320, 400, 600, 800, then do wet 1, 2, 3, 4,000. Okay, starting with 240 grit. Okay, so we'll stop the lathe. What we're going to do now is sand along the length of it, because what I find is that will highlight any deep scratches that might be in there from the previous grit that's left. If you see any circular ones left once I've gone along it, then you know that I need to focus on those, but that's really good. Can't see any there. That's really good. Really happy with that. Okay, that's 240. Now we'll move on to 320 grit. Okay, again, we'll go along the length of the body, so it's 90 degrees. So we're at a right angle to the circular scratches we'd have put in there. So we go along the body, that's that one. Now we move on to 400 grit. Now we move on to 600 grit. We'll go along the body again on that one, but we don't really need to at these higher grits. Okay, that's that one. And finally 800. Now we're going to do wet 1000 grit. Now we'll do 2000 grit. Now 3000 grit. Finally 4000 wet. Looking good. So next we move on to the raw 610. Then after that we use the 3M Extra Fine Plus, and after that finally the 3M Anti-Hologram for final finish. So I'll apply some to the cloth. Okay, so I've got a microfiber cloth here. It's not a safety cloth, so I'm not a good example. So basically I've cut the cloth in my hand, so if it does ever get caught, it will just pull out and it won't hurt me. Now we'll move on to the 3M Extra Fine Plus. Finally, the 3M Anti-Hologram. Looky. Let's take it off the lathe and you can have a look. We've turned and polished that blank. Now we can make it into a pen. That's the exciting part. We've got the pen blank here that we've just turned. We're going to apply it to a kit. So this is the Taylors Mirfiled Zeta. So we've got all the parts here. Yep, thought I lost the spring then. Okay, so we'll start with the pen clip. We'll put the pen clip on. Which way up does it? It doesn't matter which way up. I'm just thinking, oh, I do like that, you know. Which way round? That is looking cool. I really, I've turned this and I've got to give it away. Okay, so I've got one of these Arbor presses. I'm not actually a fan of them. I'd rather a pen press. Axminster do some nice ones, and other people, I just haven't bought one. So there's a pen clip on. Next we'll put the nib part on. Okay, there's the nib part. And press this in. This just, there you go, let's put that on there like that. Okay, now it looks more like a pen, doesn't it? Okay, we'll screw in the mechanism. We'll take off, oh, there's the cap next. Got the cap, push the cap on. Can tighten that up. We'll take the nib off now. So we'll take the the end off the nib. We can put the Parker G2 refill in. So yes, a standard Parker refill. Let's put that in there. Push that in the pen. There we go. Screw the nib back on. Looky, looky, looky. I'm really excited. There we go. One Taylors Mirfiled Zeta pen. If you're the lucky winner of this pen, congratulations on winning it. I enjoyed making it for you. Thank you very much for supporting the raffle. The money is going to two very good, worthy charities.